is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. PDP accuses police of bias in Edo State. Peter Obi Oti back national president. Suspected gunman kill inspector in Borno State. SEC approves NGS impact bond. Israeli defense minister pledges retaliation. Ateta hails Arsenal star. Upbringing influenced by activity. Analysts has described the actions of Rivers State government as a political suicide over the continuous leadership with caretaker committees in local government areas. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Air, a political analyst Asim Adams accused the Rivers State government of leading against the crowd.
What is happening in Rivers State is like what the Japanese, describe as harakiri, committing, suicide, political suicide, and dismembering the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. This is a state that there is implicit executive interference in all the other arms of government, be it the legislature, be it the judicature. For instance, in the legislature,
Asim Adams frowned against judicial misinterpretation and recklessness by members of assembly in the support of Governor Fubara.
On record that four members, are deliberating on issues of the state in the House of Assembly, just like that. Thereby disenfranchising the other 28 or 27 members of the House of Assembly. Now,
this is coming after the former local government chairman in Rivers State have threatened to resume office in the council if the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, refuses to obey the recent Supreme Court judgment outlawing the use of caretaker to run council's affairs. The former chairman, loyal to the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, issued a threat during the news briefing on Friday. People's Democratic Party in Edo State has accused the state command of the Nigerian Police Force of selective justice, alleging that about 22 members and leaders of the party have been penciled down to be arrested in connection with Benin airport attack. This is coming after the attack occurred on July 18, 2024, when the reinstated Deputy Governor of the state, Philip Shaibu, and the APC Governor candidate, Senator Monday Okpebolo, arrived at the airport from Abuja, and an incident occurred resulted to the death of Inspector Akko Onu, an orderly to the APC governorship candidate, while several persons sustained various degrees of gunshot injuries. Speaking at a press briefing on Sunday, EDP State PDP Chairman Dr. Tony Azubenmi alleged that 22 members and leaders of the party are currently under surveillance in the connection with a petition written by the APC to the police, adding that a tactical team of policemen were deployed from Abuja to arrest and harass the party's members over the Benin airport attack. He accused the police of acting on the APC petition while that of PDP was not acted on. He also alleged that instances are abound where the police acted in manners that suggest that they are a wing of the APC, and advised the police to keep to its professional mandate and not act as an instrument in the hands of politicians. The state PDP chairman also called on the Inspector General of Police to ensure that the actual criminals are brought to book, and also called on the IGP to safeguard and uphold democracy within the state, stressing that the police must be seen to uphold the rule of law. Analyst says the September 1st gubernatorial election in Edo State may play out as a do-or-die affair among desperate politicians. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Air, a political analyst, Asim Adam, said the recent political rift in Edo State is a clear indication of violence ahead of the elections.
But I have siblings, I have kids and kin, I have friends, and the report emanating from Edo State is that it's going to be like a do-or-die affair, as the case may be. So when they pretend to say, yes, I know that the law says that the police must usher.
Asim Adams stressed on the need for INEC and relevant security agencies to be proactive to crime.
You know, a chairman or the REC in the state to give them security report. But which security report are we talking about now? That you find out that people like Kabaka and the rest of them that have been accused by the governor and other party members of PDP that they are recruiting thugs and they are buying arms, you know, so that particular September 21st there will be mayhem. You know, same way that the APC is accused.
This is coming after the Independent National Electoral Commission on Monday commenced a continuous voter registration exercise in Edo State, and the exercise is meant to capture would-be voters yet to register ahead of the governorship election in Edo State in September. Akwa Ibom State Governor Umar Eno has applauded the large turnout recorded during the just concluded World Congress of the People's Democratic Party in the state, describing it as a confirmation of unity within the party. This is coming after the state PDP chapter on Saturday, 27 July 2024, conducted its World Congress to elect new ward executives across the state. Speaking at his Ibiapan Obotim Ward 2 in the Insit Ubiom local government area, and lauded the state PDP faithful, urging them to remain committed to the party's success and express satisfaction with the peaceful conduct of the Congress, adding that the World Congress went well and all the party's guidelines and principles were observed. In his remarks, the state PDP chairman, Anir Khan Aban, described the outcome of the World Congress as very peaceful and smooth, affirming the party's readiness to participate in and win the upcoming local government elections. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has explained why he has not been operating from the government house in Umuahia, but from his private residence in Umuehim Vosi in Isialango South local government area. What is disclosed that at the Arochukwu local government headquarters, while commissioning projects executed by the mayor of Arochukwu local government area, Joe Aru, the governor said he has not been operating from the government house due to the dilapidated condition of the buildings, and assured that by December this year he would demolish the current structures and rebuild a befitting government house in Umuahia. Governor Oti said that the projects executed Council Mayor are in line with his vision for Abia State, adding that everything his administration is doing, whether in health, road infrastructure or other areas, is always of the highest quality. Labour's party's presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, and the Abia State Governor Alex Oti have expressed their views about the planned hardship protest by Nigerians beginning on August 1st. The two leaders, who addressed the press after a breakfast meeting held at Oti's country home in Mvosi, Isialango South local government area on Sunday, said such protests must be done within the ambit of the law. Governor Oti, while expressing worry that the protest may be hijacked by unpatriotic elements to create more problems than the reason for the protest, and advised Abia people not to join the protest as it may turn out to be more hurtful than the reason for the protest people are calling for. explained that those not involved in the protest are also entitled to their freedom, as it will be against the law to deny them that. The Abia governor, who agreed that there is hunger in the land occasioned by a bad economy, lamented that Nigerians are paying the price for bad governance that started many years ago, and stressed the need for Nigerians to transition into a productive economy and import less of what we consume. On his part, Peter Obi said the planned protest was caused by hunger and hopelessness among Nigerians, and called on the security agencies to ensure that they manage the protest within the law and advise the government to engage with the protesters and dialogue with them towards addressing the reasons for the protest. Imo State Commissioner of Police Aboki Danjuma has warned residents against any form of violence and has assured that residents will continue to enjoy their continued safety. He said the command, in synergy with other security agencies that are poised to vehemently resist any attempts capable of truncating the existing peace in the state. Danjuma gave the assurance while speaking with journalists on Sunday and reacting to an order declared by the self-acclaimed Biafra leader Simon Ekpa for a 5-day sit-at-home across the southeast state, beginning from July 29 to August 2nd. The commissioner insisted that the command under his watch will continue to remain committed to ensuring that adequate security of lives and properties of the citizens and residents alike in the state is guaranteed, adding that security and overall development of the state and nation is a collective responsibility of every citizen. Lagos State Police Command has rescued a 2-month-old baby boy from a couple, James Uwam and his wife, during the naming ceremony of the child in the state. The State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin, in a statement, said the couple paid 2,350,000 naira to buy the baby from a suspected child trafficker, Loretta Nelson, who brought the baby from a pastor, Peter Udo, for a 1,450,000 naira. Hundeyin said Udo brought the baby for 500,000 naira from another suspected child trafficker, Gloria Sunday, who allegedly stole the baby on July 11, 2024, a situation that prompted the mother of the baby to report the case to the police. Following the reports, Hundeyin said the police swung to action and arrested Sunday, who led them to arrest other suspects linked to the crime by detectives attached to the Oko Oba division of the command. Hundeyin said investigations have commenced and the suspects will be arraigned at the court after the investigation. Lagos State government has clarified that it did not revoke all existing building permits, contrary to some online reports. Instead, the government explained that it had opened a 3-month amnesty window from May 2nd to July 30th, 2024, allowing property owners to obtain or perfect their planning permits without the usual statutory penalties. The statement by the Director of Public Affairs, Lagos State Building Control Agency, Oloye Olusegun, said the clarification became necessary following a misleading headline report in an online news medium, stating that the Lagos State government revoked all existing building permits. He asserted that the revalidation was to allow the agency to conduct a proper audit and authentication of all the professionals who would be engaged in building construction in the state, adding that the special advisor further directed that property owners and developers should revalidate all letters of authorization to commence building construction issued to them. The Lagos State government have extended the provision of amnesty for owners and developers of existing buildings without planning approval in the state for 3 months, by 3 months. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Ekiti State Command has paraded a man, Samuel Balogun, 23, accused of rape, cyber-stalking, conspiracy and threats to life. The state commandant, Abola Sunday, who paraded these 4 persons for various crimes in Ado-Ekiti metropolis, said one of the suspects, Balogun, who was arrested at Omisajana in the state capital, was accused of rape, cyber-stalking, conspiracy and threat to life. The suspects were paraded at the counter-terrorism base of the command located along Afort Road, Ado Ekiti, and some were suspected to be on drugs and drugged a lady who and also raped her repeatedly. He then took a short video of her naked without her consent. He said the suspect had been threatening her with the video and made several attempts to use the video to continue his dastardly act. The commandant said other suspects, Ojo Tomitope, 39, Alade Haruna, 30, and Abiola Okedele, 31, were also arrested along Oshodi community in Ado Ekiti and were suspected to be Burkina Faso returnees who specialize in trafficking people from Ado Ekiti to Burkina Faso, and commended the efforts of the counter-terrorism unit for cautioning the youth, especially ladies, about toxic relationship with cultists. In Osun State, the governor, Ademola Adeleke, has invited representatives of civil society groups and student bodies for a dialogue session. A statement by the spokesperson to the governor, Olawale Rashid, in Oshobo on Sunday described the meeting as a comprehensive dialogue with organizers of upcoming national protests alongside stakeholders from the security and civil societies. Rashid said the governor has instructed his team members to reach out to representatives of the various civil society groups and student bodies for a dialogue session on the state of the economy, and further requested key commanders of the police and other security service to attend to sessions, adding that stakeholders will be free to make recommendations on grievances and expected responses from the government at all levels. Reaffirming his belief in the rights and liberties enshrined in the Constitution, the governor stressed the need for peace and non-violent actions, including the dialogue session slated for Monday. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has alleged that the widespread anger and hunger across the country is the main reason for the planned protests. Makinde made this declaration while speaking at the grand finale of the 2024 Ibadan Cultural Week organized by Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes. Makinde was addressing the audience at the event held at Obafemi Awolowo Stadium, Ibadan, the state capital, maintained that people have the right to protest, stressing that Nigerians planning to protest over the hardship in the country should exercise their rights in a peaceful manner and not resort to violence or destruction of public facilities. He advised the protesters not to destroy government property. In Kwara State, the governor, Abdul Raham Razak, has urged Nigerians to be patient with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the administration continues to roll out programs to improve living standards. Speaking in Ijabo, Oyun local government area of the state at the first coronation anniversary of the Onijabo of Ijabo land, Oba Serafadem Adeni Babalola, and the launch of the Ijabo Palace Development Fund, Abdul Razak acknowledged that President Tinubu assumed office amid a challenging economic downturn that requires systematic reforms and public understanding. He congratulated the monarch on his first anniversary on the throne, commending him for promoting peace and unity and supporting the government to succeed, adding that the federal government is doing its best to salvage the present economic situation and called on people to shelve the planned protests. He assured that Nigerians would soon begin to feel the ease of the transformative agenda of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration. Opposition People's Democratic Party has suspended the 3 ad hoc delegate congresses in the 239 wards of Kogi State over alleged irregularities. A statement signed by the chairman, caretaker committee of the party, Senator Lord Danjuma, addressed to the Resident Electoral Commission, Independent National Electoral Commission in Lokoja, Kogi State, called the attention a grave anomaly that occurred before the exercise in the state by one Right Honorable Dr. Boyelayefa Dabekeme. The statement also said the officiating officers deployed to conduct the exercise arrived with impersonators purported to be the returning officers drawn from the National State FCT, Imo, and Kano State, respectively. Danjuma said the development compromised the integrity of the Congress and rendered the entire process null and void. Niger State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria is appealing to Christians not to join the proposed nationwide hunger protest billed for 1st to 10th August 2024, saying violence cannot yield positive results. The state CAN chairman, Most Reverend Dr. Bulus Dawa Yohana, in a statement in Mina, described peace as an ongoing and dynamic process that demands perpetual attention and constant effort to attain and maintain. The cleric, who is also the Catholic Bishop of Katogwara Diocese, called on President Bola Tinubu to, apart from palliatives, work on price control for goods and services, address rising cost of living, and also reduce the price of fuel. He called on church leaders, local government coordinators, and parents to admonish the members and children, charging them to remember the book of Romans 13, verse 1 to 3, which said Christians should not rebel against the constituted authority, adding that major stakeholders in Niger State have agreed not to join the protest, especially as Governor Umaru Bago has slashed the prices of grains and has promised to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. In the same vein, he urged governments at all levels to do all they can to shun ethnic and religious division. Acting Governor of Katsina State, Farouk Jobe, has appealed to residents, particularly the youth, students, market women, and members of trade unions, to engage in constructive dialogue with the federal government rather than joining the looming nationwide protest. Jobe assured the youth, students, and market women of initiatives coming their way, which he said would mitigate the hardship of citizens, adding that the establishment of a 10 billion naira MSME growth fund to support local businesses and the creation of the Katsina State Enterprise Development Agency, as well as common facilities centers across the 3 senatorial districts, focused on tailoring, leatherwork, packaging, agricultural processing, and ICT. Similarly, he explained that the state has implemented an MSME census, consensus, and survey to guide its future interventions, while also establishing the Katsina employability projects to enhance job opportunities. Jobe also said the present administration is laying the groundwork for a more prosperous future, and there is a need to be patient and cooperation from all and sundry for development to thrive in Katsina, and urged citizens to channel their energies into productive endeavors and to take advantage of the opportunities being created. Borno State Governor Hyacinth Alia has called on unions, groups, and individuals intending to join the planned August 1st protest across the country to shelve the idea. The governor urged the intending protesters to bring forth their demands and give the government a chance to look into them. Commenting on the issue, Alia said it was imperative for the planned protest to be shelved, especially as the present government is trying its best to put smiles on the faces of the people. He commended the State Commissioner of Police, CP Hassan Stevie Habenet, as well as the Department of State Service for inviting some union leaders and groups for a roundtable discussion, dissuading them and their members from joining the protest. He also said the government has uncovered plans by some individuals to infiltrate the protest, causing destruction. Suspected gunmen in the early hours of Sunday, July 28, 2024, killed an inspector of police during an attack at the Jakan police station, Konduga local government area of Borno State. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Nahum Kenneth, confirmed the incident on Sunday, adding that it's early to conclude whether the attackers were Boko Haram terrorists. This is coming after the early February 2024, 4 policemen were allegedly killed and a cage of ammunition was carted away when suspected terrorists believed to be fighters of the Islamic State of West Africa province attacked a police station at Gajuram, headquarters of Ngazai local government area. SWAT fighters stormed the police station in the night and opened fire on the policemen on duty, and the terrorists also set parts of the police station on fire during the attack. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
Corruption not in my country.
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't booga me small. They say, man, give them bribe. I say, nothing. Okay, now, we'll go block later. You remember that contract we will do that time now? They don't pay.
But first, you see the house rent with the old things. We go first call caretaker, take the money, slap him.
Beg, see, you know, say I get annual levy why they pay for club. Where me and boys they shark beer in our house, I supposed to pay that one. You remember say me and tell you I go buy you motor. I go buy now.
Okay, they pay you money now. We don't they beg caretaker? We would they beg landlord, old man, and they agree give us time. Money can't come now. You won't divert time. You said na corruption. Corruption, not in my house and not in my country.
Sure?
Sure.
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
Kasali, I hope so. My car. I get you in 30 minutes.
Okay, you not ready. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Now you say make I change the meter, make you not read again.
Which time did I make you change meter? Oh, Kasali, why you do like this now? You don't get sense. You don't read the text message. Nobody I want send them to. Like Kasali, my electrician, make it come house, call me do my meter so that you don't go to read again. You know electrician?
Your electrician.
Yes, now.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter, make it for no read again, Abi. So you said you want join people where be say they no want they pay NEPA bill again, Abi. Oga, you know good now. You don't you said you know they behave like all these stiff people.
Oh, what you change from your motor? What you change from?
Full light. Fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what thing are you for come out for home my motor? I bet you identify for me.
Okay. Oh. Now don't do something we corrupt. And something come backfire now go. Can't they find how to dodge them?
What you talk?
They greet you.
Corruption not in my
This
country.
message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
And with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
What you want to buy?
Potato, small baskets.
I want plantain. But why your plantain can't hard like this?
Madam, now the outside hard. Inside there, it is very soft.
Madam, wallahi make her no buy them. Make her show you something. What? What in be this one? Madam, this one now the chemical where they put on for the plantain make her ripe up.
So you dey put chemical for plantain where people go chop?
Now water, no be chemical. Madam,
Water. You know say Pela I don't talk and say water and not be enemy. Drink them.
Where you collect that water, drink am.
I just stop finish. See my belly. It don't big. I just stop drink water finish.
Wait, you drink them now. At the sell plantain I go come put on for chemical because I want to make a ripe go. That's why I talk. Now corruption. Not be for this kaswa, come not be for this country. Now me take
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
And with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Welcome back. This is Global News on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo has urged citizens to support President Bola Tinubu in his efforts to find a lasting solution that would uplift every Nigerian. According to him, the nation is in a transformative period, adding that the president needs the support of Nigerians to succeed in his quest to solve the country's problems. He appealed comes a few days before the proposed nationwide strike slated for 1st August in response to the economic hardship experienced by citizens in the country. In a statement, the minister said the president is bold, audacious and tenacious enough to face the difficulties bedeviling the country, and the president is aware of the plight of the citizens and is working towards resolving them. Nigerian police force has explained the reason why details of the organizers for the proposed nationwide protests were requested. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotukun, had on Friday directed the protest organizations to submit their details, proposed routes and assembly points to the Commission of Police in the respective states, and the organizers of the protests agreed with the IG and accused him of trying to rewrite the constitution. One of the organizers, Deji Adeyanju, said there was no provision in the constitution to support the request made by the Inspector General of Police. The force's spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, said the IG's request was a standard procedure to facilitate effective communication, ensure the safety of all participants, and prevent any unlawful activities. Adejobi said the IGP has never denied the constitutional rights of every citizen to freedom of association and expression, but has rather at every point emphasized that the right is to peaceful assembly and expression, while maintaining that the police holds a responsibility to ensure that any activity, including protests, does not pose a threat to national security. Adejobi urged the activists and other organizers not to mislead Nigerians and call on them to join hands in working together to uphold the security and well-being of our nation. Coalition of pro-Biafra groups has claimed that the planned protest 1st to 10th August 2024 hardship protest is a subtle plot to massacre Igbos. A statement signed by Uche Mbano of the movement for the actualization of the sovereign states of Biafra and 7 others disclosed this on Sunday, adding that the coalition told presidential media aide Bayo Onanuga that blaming the presidential candidates of the Labour Party at the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi and Ndibo, will not end the planned August 2024 hardship protest. According to the group, the planned protest is a subtle plot to lure the youths of Ndibo to their early graves. The group said to avoid an alleged genocidal plot against Ndibo through the planned protest, Igbo should not go about their normal businesses within the period Igbos should go about the normal businesses within the period of the planned protest. However, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotukun, had asked protesters to provide details as a condition to ensure protection. Kenneth Okonkwo, a former spokesman for the Labour Party's Presidential Campaign Council, has rejected the party and also parted ways with former presidential candidate Peter Obi. In a statement titled Political Journey to a Great Nigeria, which is shared on his social media platforms, Okonkwo cited his disappointment with the party's internal crisis and the failure of his former presidential candidate Peter Obi to address it. Okonkwo expressed his commitment to a great Nigeria built on equity, justice and fairness, adding that the current political parties, including the Labour Party, do not have what it takes to lead the country to greatness. He attributed Nigeria's problems to a lack of internal democracy within parties, which leads to the emergence of incompetent and corrupt leaders in government, and expressed the need for a decisive leader who can build a party of integrity and character from the grassroots. Okonkwo recalled the struggle to liberate Nigeria from corrupt leaders in 2023, only for the victory to be stolen, stressing that the judiciary would deliver democracy due to judicial abuse, and urged people to take control of their destiny by voting for the right president and ensuring that person is sworn in. Business news. Federal government and the United States of America have signed a memorandum of understanding and commercial investment partnership, making a significant step in strengthening their economic ties. A statement by the ministry said the agreement was signed on the sidelines of the 2024 AGOA Forum held in Washington, D.C. by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anite, and the U.S. Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo. It said the MOU aims to deepen bilateral commercial and investment ties between both nations through collaboration to enhance the business environment and facilitate private sector trade and investment projects, among others, adding that the agreement focuses on key economic sectors, including infrastructure, agriculture, sports, and the digital and creative economy, as well as cross-cutting areas such as investment promotion and regulatory reforms. It also establishes a framework for regular consultation at various levels levels, including business to government, government to government, business to business engagement. While in addition to the MOU, both countries agreed on the new avenues of commercial cooperation and affirming shared priorities on the digital economy, demonstrating a comprehensive approach to enhancing bilateral economic operations. On a part, the U.S. Secretary of Commerce stressed the importance of the partnership, saying, with the largest population and largest democracy in Africa, Nigeria is an essential partner for the United States, adding that they are committed to working hand in hand with the Nigerian government colleagues to foster deeper commercial cooperation that helps promote inclusive economic growth, foster innovation, and create jobs in both our countries. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project says it has dragged the Central Bank of Nigeria to court, allegedly missing 100 billion naira dirty notes. SERAP disclosed this in a statement on Sunday by its Deputy Director, Kolowale Oluwadare, that this suit is to direct and compel the CBN to explain the whereabouts of the over 100 billion naira dirty and bad notes kept in various branches of the Central Bank of Nigeria since 2017. Meanwhile, the Apex Banks has yet to officially react to the claim by SERAP as of the time of filing this report. Earlier in June, SERAP has issued a 7-day ultimatum to CBN to account for the alleged missing 100 billion naira dirty notes. Nigeria's national grid responsible for electricity supply in the country recorded 2 system collapses in the first quarter of 2024. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission disclosed this in its latest Q1 2024 report. The Commission said the country's national grid had 1 partial collapse and 1 total collapse in the period under review, adding that the grid collapses occurred on February 4th and March 28, 2024. The 27 power plants are connected to the nationwide grid, which had an available electricity generation capacity of 4,249.10 megawatts in Q1 2024. Securities and Exchange Commission had given Nigeria Exchange Limited the approval to launch its Impact Board, a platform to enhance the listing and visibility of sustainability-focused instruments in the country's targeted $1 trillion economy. In a statement by NGX during the closing gong ceremony in Lagos, said the NGS Impact Board was designed to cater to green financial products, address climate change, and promote sustainable economic practices. NGS noted that the initiative was important as the government prepares for a proposed green bond insurance aimed at furthering environmental sustainability. Commenting on the initiative, the Director General of SEC, Emotimi Agama, emphasized regulatory bodies' support for innovations that advance sustainability and drive responsible investment practices in Nigeria's capital markets, while the group Managing Director of NGS Group, Timi Popola, stressed that the Impact Bond will enhance transparency and accountability in sustainability investments, fostering trust and confidence amongst investors. This comes weeks after the SEC also approved NGX, an digital platform to boost public offerings and rights issues in the capital markets. You're still watching the news in Atlantic Television Network. Up next, international tidbits. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has vowed to hit the enemy hard after rockets fire from Lebanon killed 12 young people in Israeli annexed Golan Heights and again raised fears that the war in Gaza will spread. Iran warned Israel any military new military adventures in Lebanon could lead to unforeseen consequences. Western powers, including France and Germany, condemned the attack and appealed for calm. The European Union called for an independent probe into what happened, while 4 Israelis' army called it the deadliest attack on Israel civilians since the October 7 attack that began the war in Gaza and triggered regular exchanges of fire across the Lebanese border. Israel blamed Lebanon's Hezbollah movement for firing a Flag 1 Iranian rocket by the Iran-backed group, which has regularly targeted Israeli military positions, adding that it had fired 1 such rocket on Saturday toward Israeli military targets in Golan. The rocket fire in Majdal Shams, whose populations are Arabic-speaking Druze, prompted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to return early from the United States. Upon arrival, he went immediately into a security cabinet meeting. Here now is ATN Sports News. Tony Payne has bragged that the Super Falcons are ready to battle against world champions Spain. Payne and her teammates will face a stiff test when they confront La Roja in a 2024 Olympic Games women football event encounter at the Stade de l'Ouverture, Nantes on Sunday. Round the World Drum side lost their opening fixture against Brazil 1-0, adding that the 9-time African champions must avoid defeat against Spain to have any chance of making it to the quarterfinals. Payne insisted the Super Falcons have what it takes to compete with their illustrious opponents. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has said Jurrien Timber is like a new signing. The 23-year-old missed almost all of his first season with the Gunners after suffering an ACL injury on the opening day of 2023-2024. The Timber made his return at the end of last campaign and has been involved in the 2 pre-season friendlies. Next is entertainment news. Famous Nigerian singer, rapper, Fowl says his upbringing influenced his approach to activism. The singer, who led the NSAS protest in Lagos 2020, explained that his activism did not begin that year. He also attributed his activism to Fela Kuti and his father, Femi Falana, influence. Nigerian singer Portable says a planned nationwide protest is for poor Nigerians. In a viral video on social media, Portable said he decided to participate in the 2020 #NSAS protest because he was poor, adding that billionaires like Aliko Dangote and Femi Otedola do not participate in protests. This is coming after Portable that earlier announced that he joined in the protest because he is financially comfortable. Portable gained fame in 2021 following the release of Zazu Zay, his hit single featuring Olamide and Pokoli. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at major stories. PDP accuses police of bias in Edo State. Peter Obi OT back national protest. Suspected gunmen kill inspector in Borno State. SEC approves NGS impact board. Israeli defense minister pledges retaliation. Arteta hails Arsenal star. Upbringing influenced my activism falls. I am Wendy Aguma. Thank you for watching and good evening.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the